Now it's time to press buttons and talk with Manky and ProZD.
Wow, she didn't say anything. I was right.
Those of you in that camp, guess you win.
Is there anyone else who might have had a grudge against either of the two men? Or should we look into that ourselves?
Oh, in that case, I have absolutely no idea.
Ah! What? But that's impossible. She must know something.
Wait. Can you please not glare at me like that? It makes me laugh.
I didn't even do anything and you're already laughing away.
It's kind of my thing. Well, anyway, the way I see it, as long as he had a motive to kill one of the two, this crime would have played out the way it did anyway.
Oh? Would you care to explain your logic? Tisku, tisku, tisku. And this time, please try to provide a truly perfect explanation.
Perfect this, perfect that. Stop being so uptight, or is that a requisite training for being a Von Karma? Miles Edgeworth, I demand that you shut this rude woman up.
I fucking hate her.
We can kill
take
her.
Vivi Jr.
2 people have already died today. Let's make it 3. Who cares? We'll just cover it up.
I wish you'd both be quiet for just 1 second.
Oh well, I guess I'll just have to explain it to you kids. Do this again.
What is this, Rugrats?
Argument, motive to kill the men. There's no one out there with a motive to kill both Mr. Faraday and Mr. Rell. All you really have to establish is that someone had a grudge against one of the 2 men. Mr. Rell, who happened to be there, became a witness to Mr. Faraday's murder. Therefore, he was killed out of necessity and set up to look like they had killed each other. And potentially loved each other. It's very cute.
I wonder if that's really true. Is there no one out there with a grudge against both men? I should take another hard look at the evidence for this morning's case.
I actually do hate Mr. Rell, too.
That guy sucks ass,
Maybe not a good time to bring it up, but I hated both of them.
The second KG-8 incident, as people are calling it, involving an embassy staff member, and the 2 men who both wound up as suspects in the case. Is there someone else I'm overlooking who is somehow related to them?
There's that dude.
There's that newspaper.
I don't know. There's no one out there with a motive to kill.
Let's look at the newspaper.
Cahodian Industry, Shadow the Amano Group. Okay.
Go to the profiles.
Oh wait, I can't present. Wait, how do I look at just the? Oh jeez. What's the button for?
You know, just press it for now.
Yeah. Okay. I'll just press this.
Hold it. So there is no one else who might have a grudge against both Mr. Faraday and Mr. Rell?
I suppose no one is a bit of a stretch, but I'm pretty sure no one like that was here in this courthouse today, Mr. Literal.
She's lying through her teeth. We just saw someone like that here earlier.
Besides, you don't need to prove that the killer had a grudge against both men.
Alright, yeah, it's the newspaper. Go back.
Okay. Newspaper. KG-8 and...
Objection, newspaper! Ms. Yu, I believe there is someone you overlooked in making your statement.
That'd be a good catchphrase.
Or rather, is it because you'd rather not bring this person up?
What do you mean?
We are looking for someone with a reason to kill both Mr. Faraday and Mr. Rell. I can think of at least one person that fits the bill. He was the suspect in the original KG-8 incident, and a member of the Cadopian embassy staff, Mr. Manny Coachen. That's right. The very man who came to visit you earlier out in the hallway.
I totally forgot he showed up.
Remember I had this kind of voice or something?
He had a weird voice.
The man who killed a member of the Cadopian embassy staff, Mr. Rell, and the man who was the lead prosecutor of the KG-8 incident, Mr. Faraday. Are you telling me that Mr. Coachen has no reason at all to kill both of these men?
Well, I suppose he might have a reason or two.
You covered for me, pal. Oh. Maybe you're not such a bad guy after all. Maybe I'll stick around you. Maybe I'll be like your little sidekick.
Don't get ahead of yourself. You're still a suspect. Make no mistake about that.
Oh, you act mean now, but I think I'm gonna warm up
I
to
will
you.
still act mean. The perfect evidence, the perfect testimony. These are the only things I wish to hold.
But I didn't do it.
You will stay under my authority and go investigate Mr. Manny Coachen for me. And remember, I will not be very forgiving should any of this leak out.
Hold it!
You want to investigate Coachen? You just be wasting your time.
And why is that?
Coachen was up in the viewing gallery, watching the trial. Or so I was told. Every cop in this place has been keeping an eye on the guy since he arrived.
Then the only real suspect we have is still Detective Gumshoe.
Okay, arrest him. I suppose so.
No way. Come on, Detective Bad, you've got to believe me, sir. I really was in that hallway the whole time, sir. I never took a single step into this room, sir.
Okay, then are you saying there was someone else who passed through the hallway?
No, there was no one else, sir.
Then why should I believe you didn't do it?
That is one incredibly foolish detective. Standing right in front of a crime scene all by himself. It's as good as a confession of guilt.
I have to admit it's a bit strange. Most criminals will fabricate some sort of lie to escape their crimes. And if that detective really wanted to prove that he is innocent, you'd think he would at the very least offer up,
I spaced out while on duty,
or the like.
Come on, Gumshoe. Time for your interrogation.
It's Gumshoe's bad day. Detective Bad. Bad day with bad.
That's the name of the kids' book I'm working on.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Is it about you? Because it's probably not very good for kids to...
What's that supposed to mean?
Kind of a presence, like terrifying. A lot of people, you and Manfred, it's horrible working in the same building as both of you.
Miles Edgeworth. I will go on ahead and report this to Papa.
And that, as they say, is that. Right, everyone? Ho, ho, ho.
Why are you here?
Okay. I don't know. I was interested.
Well, I suppose we should both be getting back to our real jobs now, huh?
Tisku Tisku. Before we do, Ms. Yu, there is something I'd like to speak with you about.
What is it, you? It's funny.
It was pretty good, wasn't it?
It's a pretty good joke. Okay.
To have set these two men up and make it look like they killed each other. Tisku Tisku Tisku, you.
Wag that finger in
If
my
there's
face.
one thing I cannot forget, can you imagine if someone did this?
Yeah, it'd be a little. You just did it, so I've just felt it.
But can you just
Yeah.
How does that
if you're trying to have a serious conversation,
How does that make you
now
feel?
you listen to me.
That would be very,
like, okay.
very annoying. If there's one thing I cannot forgive, it's the desecration of the dead.
Oh, I thought I wanted to talk to her about something. Or maybe I accidentally looked at a... Okay, I don't think I looked at her. So, what did you want to ask me about? Kagate?
The current case of the murdered Cadopian embassy staff member. I've heard that people have begun calling it the second KG-8 incident.
Only among you law enforcement types. And what about it?
I'd like for you to tell me everything you know about the original KG-8 incident.
I'm afraid I can't help you. I don't know anything beyond what was reported in the papers.
No, I believe you know much more, since you are directly tied to the KG-8 incident.
I'd appreciate it if you'd stop with the false accusations.
It's on the front page.
I have nothing that's, I don't know who you are. Baseless outbursts are useless both inside and outside the courtroom, don't you know?
I do, but I also know that I do have a leg to stand on here.
Think you can stop making that ultra serious face in front of me?
If you could please stop laughing for just 1 second. I'm not going to make any headway like this. I'm just going to have to show her. exactly how related to the KG8 incident she is.
So just present her
Present
that little
the
newspaper. It has
newspaper.
you in it.
Ms. Yu, I believe that I have proof of your connection to the KG8 incident.
That file is your proof? Very well then. Why don't you tell me exactly how I'm related to the KG8 incident?
Through the victim.
Yeah, your name's on
Your
there.
connection to the KG8 incident is through the victim. The victim's name is CCU.
So you can read.
Okay, you just need to...
Really counting on you not.
You will know that she has the same last name as you. Can you really still tell me with a straight face that you are not related to CCU in this case?
It's not the appropriate time to...
It was pretty funny though.
Okay, it was funny. Sorry, but we're not related.
What?
It was about a billion
Oh,
years.
what's up?
Just kidding.
Oh, what the? That's not funny.
You asked that question with such a serious look on your face that I couldn't help it.
Ms. Yu, I ask that you please tell me the truth.
All right, I'll tell you everything I know. Well, I guess this is open
First
now.
thing I know, all 50 states, Alabama,
All
Alaska,
right.
Arizona.
I know there's 3 flavors of ice cream.
There are more than... What flavor? 3 flavors do you think there are?
Vanilla,
Mm-hmm.
chocolate,
Mm-hmm.
double chocolate.
There is no such thing as... Well,
It's twice as chocolate as normal
I
chocolate.
feel like you could have said strawberry and it would have been like a decent answer, but...
They
double
make strawberry. You can't put strawberries anyway. As you guessed, the one who reported the smuggling activities of the Amano group was my sister, CCU.
As I thought.
And she was killed right before she was to testify at the impending trial by Manny Coachen. But because he was tried once and was acquitted, he gets to live out the rest of his cushy life completely carefree. He can never be convicted of a crime ever again in his life.
Well, that's how it works, actually.
Was it the same crime that he was...
For that crime. I mean, it's not that he's free from all crime, but he can't be tried for that crime again. That's what happened with OJ. But he got convicted in a civil one. All because for the same exact murder, which is fucked up. All because of a lack of evidence.
No, I heard that the evidence to convict him did exist.
What?
I heard it from Mr. Faraday himself after Mr. Coachen's trial was over. Apparently, a man in black made off with the most important piece of evidence, like in the movie.
Then the evidence had been tampered with.
And he did the minor race thing. Maybe he did it on me, I wouldn't know. Isn't it just like a criminal to do something like that? The smuggling ring being run out of the Amano group by one of its secretaries? They bailed Mr. Coachen out. Turns out they were in a league with each other all along.
A softball league?
Yeah.
How big was that smuggling ring? And that softball league? I've been meaning to try softball.
Well, they play at recess. You can try out for them. If you're good
okay.
enough, they might let you in.
Was it a large operation?
The softball operation, it's a global... I don't really know. I don't pay attention to sports. Which is why I wanted to become the lead defense. On this case that people are calling the second KG8 incident. But I haven't learned anything new at all. I was probably expecting too much, I know.
You mean, you think this case has nothing to do with the smuggling ring?
I don't know what to think.
Why did Mr. Coachen want to meet with you earlier?
Actually, he came to watch the trial. Apparently, he only found out that I was the defense lawyer on this case after he'd arrived. He figured he should just say hi and one other thing. Looks like you couldn't resolve anything this time either. Too bad.
Ugh. What's that supposed to mean?
Oh, boy, stop it with a scary face already. I'm fine, really. I gave him a good slap across the face.
The way she talks about slapping him as she laughs away is kind of creepy.
But it's just as Mr. Bad said. He's not related to the double murder. I asked around and people in the gallery claim he was in his seat the entire time. Talk about cruel fate. Well, this is about all I know. Sorry. Guess I wasn't much help, huh?
That's not true. I'm sorry I made you recall such a painful time in your life.
Yeah, thanks for that. Edgeworth, you really are too serious for your own good. It's just my sister's death. Like, oh no, you're so sad. You really need to learn to relax. We wouldn't want you to die of stress, would we?
Speaking of death, my sister. Thank you for the advice, but there's no need to worry. I work in my own way, and I will catch this criminal in my own way as well. You'll see.
Look at you with your game face on, ready to go. I'm gonna solve your sister's murder.
I didn't say that.
Well,
I'm making no such face.
Well, Dick, I'd like someone to solve my sister's murder. Did you know laughter is the best medicine, Edgeworth? Don't you get tired of making such a serious face all the time?
I'm charged with making sure that all the criminals of this world, the entire
All
world,
the criminals
are
of the
found
world.
guilty.
Holy shit.
I have no need for laughter.
Oh, Joe. Oh, no.
Is that a Zanga quote?
There you go, making that face again. Oh, well.
That's his aim away message.
Yeah. I have no time
no
for
need for laughter.
He definitely had like a black background with like a burgundy on top of it. I've got to get going. I've still got a few loose ends I need to tie up. Just walk right through you there.
What the hell was
That
that?
felt weird.
The KG-8 incident and this murder investigation.
Maybe we'll learn something about them next time.
Maybe we'll phase through each other some more.
Yeah, maybe
next
we'll
time.
just not edit the sprites to
hell
walk
was
around
that?
people. What the fuck?
Terrifying.
Game designers, get on your game.
Design.